7:45.
We're past 7:45, you bet.
We're pretty close.
Okay. We've called the Land Bank meeting of the Board of Trustees. And the first order is to elect a chairperson and vice chairperson. And as we have in the past, the mayor and vice mayor set in those positions because our form of government, we decided that the Board of Trustees would be the city commission. Therefore, I motion that the mayor and vice mayor be chair and vice chair.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
None here.
None here.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now you can go to new business.
Let's do it. All right.
Need some trumpets or something.
Yeah, I know.
Some trumpets.
Thank you for that election. We'll roll into new business. So the first item is a consideration of land bank meetings for July 19, 2016 meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for the Land Bank meeting, July 19th, 2016.
Second.
Any further discussion?
None here.
I had a little concern about one of the items there at the end of that
Okay.
I never had any follow-up on regarding the 159 lots from the tax sale that may have had drainage issues. I never heard anything back on that. Did you?
Have you reported to me yet? No, he hasn't.
Okay,
We have
so
nothing
it's on
to
our radar.
report.
Yeah,
Okay, that's all I have.
we still have 900 some lots though.
We're closing in.
Okay.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Second item under new business is we need to discuss the marketing of the land bank lots. Mr. Dinkle.
Madam President, right, or Chairman.
Chairman.
Yes, Madam Chairperson. Okay. You know, at your July meeting, of course, you gave those lots to the school, and I believe they're building on one right now. You know, in the meeting before, we had a couple of offers from people to buy lots at a reduced rate, and of course, you did not approve that, and they haven't stepped up to the plate with the standard. So, David says have one or two persons with little but nothing real serious about the offer out there. So the key question is what we do to encourage more lots to be sold, to be built upon. And I think just a good open discussion is probably where you start. You know, like I said, the school, you know, they're going to be selling that property. Of course, that one there was a little more unique in the fact that you gave them the property without specials attached to it. Of course, we had a trade in that one. As you remember, the city received at least some, well, in Ray's world, that's big, a big pile of soil and usable stuff. So, and it's a win-win that way. But it's just, what do you do to make this happen? You know, I mean, I've had people approach me and say we should hire a firm to go in and do it. Do we get more involved in the city staff side? But the problem is that, you know, is how do you really get out there and market and get people to know we have lots? You know, we have, you know, you did mention those lots in Mance Ranch. You know, somebody could probably go to the county and buy those now because they've been through tax sale, or we didn't take them over. And of course, if they bought them today, they would only be assessed the future specials, not the past specials. And but you know, the key issue is because the specials go away when they go into the land bank, and then you set them out. If they don't go to the land bank, the future specials will be in place, just like they were in that one property we've talked about there on Grant Avenue. It's just what ideas are out there to you know, get it going. You know, and there was discussion at the EDC a couple of weeks ago. Guy brought it up, and of course, you know, you're suffering a little bit the fact you had about 2-3 years in a row where you had record number of houses being built, and due to the economy and everything else, and you know, now you probably have a high. I don't know how this compares. some of the realtors tell me they haven't had these kind of numbers since Vietnam days. I don't know if that's true or not, but on vacancies and everything. So, is how do we grow through those? Of course, the big thing is getting more jobs in this community, but we also consider every day and say we have jobs in this community, just gotta get people to fill them. And I think that's important things to do. And of course, EDC, and hopefully, the new EDC person will be on board soon, or if not today or whenever it was, and moving forward with all those things.
Well, I think the ad hoc committee needs to meet to talk about some of these very things. I don't think every lot is the same, and yet we have the same price on all the lots. I think there's some lots we could go less than 5,000 easily. I think there's, as far as working with our EDC folks regarding attracting businesses to town, maybe we've put some of the lots in as part of the deal to get people to actually live here and, participate in the community as well, as a way to entice people to start a business here and live here and do things like that. How much money do we have in the land bank account right now?
I believe it's in the 140 range, and I'd have to look at, but, we sold, dozen lots, 14 lots, plus then those other pieces. And then the big moneymaker has been the easement we sold to KGS for 80,000. So 140, 150.
I think we need to look at some of these blocks of lots as far as long-term planning goes, if the school district ever wants to build a new grade school or something, or things like that. I mean, if we need a fire station somewhere, maybe we kind of take a couple of these things off the list right now so that we plan ahead for the future. Getting back to how much money is in the land bank account, if there's not much interest in building homes in the community, maybe the land bank committee or group puts out a request for proposal to build a house. I'm just floating this idea out there. I'm not saying we're doing it. To build a spec home. Here are your parameters. Put it out to a contractor to bid it and build it, and we sell it to spur some interest. And we take the profit from that, put it back into the account. Build it up, maybe we build 2 houses next year once we get enough money, and kind of keep that momentum going. If contractors don't want to stick their necks out and build a house, maybe we think about that. I'm not talking about the Taj Mahal here, but something that most people would want. Single family, maybe 1 floor, maybe basement, maybe not. And I think there's also I think we need to look, we may be beyond the criteria, but restarting the self-help housing program. I think the cutoff though is 25,000. Is it, Mr. Osborne? So we may not qualify for that anymore, but is there a way for, could Granby Plaza start a self-help housing program and we work with them on lots? I'm just asking. I'm not certain if that's kosher or not, but.
I thought the population over 25,000 was pushed up beyond that, because when it was at 25,000, that's where it was for a long time.
Right, and that's when it stopped, when we hit that number now. It may have changed.
Yeah,
We'll have to research it.
yeah, because
That was a great program.
But as a terrific program that cleaned up a lot of tough areas in our town, and they're really nice, and those folks have maintained everything really well. I think it's a good program, especially if we're not building much right now. I mean, it gives our contractors something to do, and I think anything we get built is going to be a big help. It raises the valuation of the community, more people living here. Those are all good things. Those are just a few little ideas I've been tossing around, so.
I'm way off out in left field, but I was a planner, and I've studied a couple of things, and I've listened to a couple of people. And Commissioner Landis, or Vice Mayor, you said a great point there. You said there's jobs here, but we have people, but not the trained people for the jobs that are needed. So I think what we do, we go back and find out what jobs, or what's that training that we need for those jobs. And then we ask our community college or our VOTEC college to teach that. And for those businesses that are wanting to come here, we need to make sure that we're covering those. And we offer those things at our community college because a lot of folks are staying local. But if we don't have the people, let's develop the people. And I know the folks up there at Cloud Community College, they're kind of always asking, like, what do we need to teach? You know, can we help the community? And I think this is their opportunity to help us. I think, one, we train the people who are looking for jobs, offer them the opportunity for education. The second thing, like we kind of do to draw business here, we throw a tax abatement out there and say, hey, why don't you come to town? We'll give you this property here, or we may not give it to you, but we'll give you tax-free for 10 years. Why don't we do the same thing? We look at what people are actually looking to come to this community, kind of have a fire sale. And we're going to give these lots away, and here's the way we're going to do it. We're going to find those 5 communities. There's 5 major installations that are sending soldiers here to Fort Riley. We take some of that money and we advertise in their local paper of that community and say, hey, you come to Fort Riley, we're going to give you a lot free of taxes for 5 years. We're going to give you a free lot because right now we're not getting anything from it. You can hang on to something so long, then after a while it's not worth anything. But if we get somebody on that lot, and maybe we give them like a 5-year tax abatement, not on all the lots, but just on a few of them. We're having a fire sale of maybe 30 lots. You're coming to Fort Riley, we're going to give you a free lot, 5 years tax-free. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put somebody on there. They're going to start shopping, they're going to start paying utilities, and you have a year to build on that house. Just some ideas, but when I heard that, I was like, that's a great idea. And we have it 15, 20, but it's just like when you go to the store and you go to Dillon's or Dillard's and you say, I wanted that purse, but that purse was only on sale from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. After that, back to normal. And I think if we offer that same thing, and if we know, one, soldiers are coming here, soldiers are leaving, but we find those 5 major destinations where they're coming from, we advertise in their paper, and somebody picks, hey, I go to Fort Riley, I want to live on post. I can live in Junction City and build a house, not worry about specials or anything for 5 years. I want to go to Junction City. And I think that's one way to motivate it. And then if we can find those businesses that are looking for a place, because they're going to start moving as the new administration changes, what are they looking for economically? We offer that same stuff, and we start training up for like who we think we can bring here. We start offering that training, so we'll train them up. Give us 3 years or so, but there's a 60 Minutes deal out there, and it's called the Golden Triangle. And we all need to look at that, how that community stole Yokohama Tires, I think it is, out of Japan. They went to Japan, this critter did. Asked them what were they looking for, and then he looked at all the other communities, and they have, as a matter of fact, I think they brought 800 people in with that in their little sleepy town. I don't want to be a sleepy town, the Junction City. Just an idea. Again, I think we're out there in left field, but I think that idea is a great idea.
You know, we do, again, it's just ideas. We will have to have in there, probably, Leon brought there, they're just late to get an agenda for this. We have to give an easement for some land on the development of Spring Valley Sewer, so we'll need to have a meeting probably either after the next meeting real quickly to approve that easement. It'll be given the easement from the land bank to the city, so we'll have a meeting up here shortly. Maybe during this time, I can get with Commissioner Landis and we can work getting an ad hoc committee together. But I think the purpose tonight was just to
Talk about options.
get it rocking again if we can. There's a lot of issues involved. I mean, the tax issue I've been on big time, as you know. I think it's an important issue we have to worry about, and everything else. Unfortunately, we are in a position where our water and sewer rates have to be what they have to be, but we're in a battle of one working with the law, the environmental codes that we have to work with, and we want them. Don't get me wrong. Plus, then secondly, maybe there was some, and I worry about that even the way we operate the city right now, is not to cause too much delayed maintenance. And what, so you have talked about the street work we did the last couple of years. Are we doing enough? Maybe not, but we're sure doing a lot more we have been, which just means that there's less deferred maintenance on the road that you have to catch up later on. And you guys all know that already, so I'll give it Pat, we can get a meeting put together.
Yeah, I think that was a good discussion on some of the options for marketing, and we look forward to hearing some of the recommendations, suggestions from the ad hoc committee. Any more discussion?
I just want to say that idea, if you look in the USAA or USA Today, a lot of times you'll see in business where they'll offer free land for business to come in and they just give it to you. But those are some of the same, they're doing it for business. Why don't we do it for
Seen it along
people?
the interstate before too.
Yeah. Free land. Usually that land they're giving out has no water, no vegetation either. But thank you.
Any,
No, that's it.
anything further?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Their basketball game on TV? Yeah.
Meeting adjourned.
Good.
Thank you.
I have the blue